And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
so
fair.
You're more in the category like Luther Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All right,
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Yes, welcome. Happy Monday, y'all. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic, marvelous, terrific Monday. Yes. You know, it's been a weird weekend. It's been a really weird weekend. You might ask why.
Why, Pascal?
Wow, you are loud. Okay, so why? Why, you ask? Because not a whole lot of stuff went down this weekend. It's weird. Like, you know, usually something catastrophic happens. Usually there's some sort of shooting or crazy protests that go down or something catastrophic, you know, like an explosion goes off, something. And what's funny is nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like, it was a normal day. It was a normal weekend, y'all. You know what it used to be like before the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. You know what I'm saying? Right before all that stuff, you know, and all that. It's interesting. Not a whole lot of stuff has gone down. I mean, there's been a few things that we can talk about, you know, like the remdesivir studies that came back saying that it wasn't as effective to COVID patients. That's something, but nothing like catastrophic. Nothing that would shake the rafters and change the world. You know what I'm saying? It was don't you think, guys? It was a weird weekend, right?
Just kind of calm, you know. It was
strange, right?
Yeah, you know. There was Neil deGrasse Tyson said that hey, don't forget about that asteroid that's coming to, you know, going to be swinging by Earth. But there's only a point.
You're a little bit loud.
How about that? Is it better?
You're just hot. You're coming in hot.
Oh, is this better?
Turn it down just a little bit.
There we go. Is that better? Now let me mess with my mic on the on the Skype setting.
I don't mean to mess with you, man. You're just coming in hot.
There's a small asteroid coming towards us that has a 0.4% chance of hitting Earth, but it will burn up in our atmosphere. But that was about all I heard for the weekend. Let me fix my audio in Skype because it rebooted. So.
No worries. David, what do you think? What do you think, David? What do you think?
It's been, like you said, pretty quiet. Most of the news has been about the mail-in ballots, but there's not really enough information to take the article seriously yet.
Right.
There's some local stuff. A lady, it's not unusual, but a lady was hiking in the desert nearby, and she was found dead. That happens like every month, though.
Oh,
and
okay. It's not
about an hour away. I think it was Friday or Thursday. They arrested some guy that was planning to blow up a synagogue in Pueblo, Colorado. That was on Friday, I think, or Thursday.
But it's not like you know, like as far as, you know, the bombing, you know, planning to bomb or anything. It's not like that actually. That's not like it actually went down, though. Like the bombing didn't actually go down, right?
Right. The FBI arrested him because he had been posting online about murdering Jews, and he said he wants to tell them that they're not welcome in this town and that they got to get off the map. That's basically what he said, and they arrested him because of his forum discussions about killing Jews, basically.
Wow. That'll do it. Yeah. You know, one way to get caught when you're doing all that stuff is to post on the internet about it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, let everybody
know. Keep up the good work, guys.
You know what I mean? Like, don't any of these terrorists listen to Lil Wayne? I mean, real G's move in silence like lasagna. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell everybody your game plan. You just do it. Now, I'm not sitting here saying this. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Okay? I'm just saying this in general. Okay? I'm not giving any of you terrorists out there any ideas. No, please keep sending emails. You're helping us. Put it in your forums. Put it in those chat forums and everything. You're doing us all a favor. Real talk. But at the same damn time, kind of idiotic. If you're trying, but here it is. Most of the time, if you're going to put something out there like that, if you're going to put it out there in the general public, right? And you're going to go, oh, I'm going to go and do X, Y, and Z to this synagogue, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to this particular school or something like that. Isn't that just a big old cry for help or a big old cry for attention? Instead of you actually really going to do, you're not actually going to do it. If you're going to put your stuff on blast like that. You feel me? You're not going to really do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
He's just trying to build up clout by talking about it, I think. And even if he did try to plan it, it doesn't seem like he had any clue what he was doing. So they were pretty much tracking him the whole time.
Yeah.
He wasn't very smart about it.
Idiot.
Well, I think what happens is that a lot of times some of those kids are going online and they're going to these forums, and then all of a sudden somebody else is out there as a recruiter, basically, right? And they're trying to go in there and make it to where, they see that person maybe is talking about other things, and then they try to bring them over further.
Oh yeah.
And make them the activist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's just very interesting. Very interesting. That's all. This is very interesting. Interesting approach to try to be like, look at me, look at me, look at me. This is what I'm about to do. I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it, and then woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine that, sometimes we're not that fast to get them. That's the problem. Yeah,
and this time it's not a no-knock warrant. It's an actual knock warrant. But anyway, I digress. But that's just really messed up, I'm glad that they caught the dude, you know what I'm saying? As far as that guy, I mean, we're one less terrorist out there in the world is a better world for you and me, right? So that's just crazy. Anyway, Michelle Smell. But first off, good morning to everybody. Good morning, Enemy Nation. Michelle Smell, Royale, Emma. And everybody who's tuning in, definitely don't forget to hit that like button down below, and definitely comment down below. Let me know how your day was, how your weekend was. I'm sorry, your weekend. It was a good weekend. There was a lot of stuff going on. Before we jump into the heavy stuff, which unfortunately, today is going to be a very short show because here it is. I have a very, very important interview. A special that's going to be dropping on Friday morning, an interview with LeVar Ball. I got invited to his home. We got to do a tour of his house, hang out with him. We went joyriding in a bunch of his whips. We shot pool. We sat down. We had a real in-depth conversation with him or with each other in regards to his brand, his sons, all that stuff. And one of his sons is about to be the first, looks like going to be the first draft pick for the NBA draft coming up next month. So I got a chance to chop it up with him about all that. Also, Friday is his birthday, so I'm dropping his full interview on Friday. And the thing is that it is a very big episode. It's a very big project, and I need more time to get this stuff done. So for the next couple days, Monday, Tuesday, today, Tuesday, and Wednesday will most likely be just hour-long shows because I really need to focus on finishing up this project. It is a much bigger project than I ever expected it to be, and I just want it to be really great for you guys. I really want you guys to enjoy the full interview, and I just want it right, because this could be. It's just important to me to give you guys quality content all the time. And this one is quality content. And yeah, I can't wait to show it to you guys, but I need a few more days to get everything right. You know what I'm saying? Get everything put together and right. So if you don't mind doing that or understanding that and being cool with that for the next couple days, we will be doing the morning shows, but they'll only be an hour long for the next couple days. And I hope you're okay with that. Okay? But I'm doing this because for the love for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So just so you guys know out loud. Okay. And I'm so excited because this episode is amazing. I can't wait to show it on Friday. It's going to be dope as hell. It's going to be lit. It's going to be litty, as they would say. And I can't wait. Anyway, also, I wanted to say this too. Thursday, it's going to be a busy end of the week. At the end of the week, it's going to be very, very busy. So one thing that I'm very excited about as well, Thursday, I will be showing or doing a watch party of, guess what? The debates. Thursday night is the debates between Trump and Biden. And guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be watching it together. So be sure to tune in here on the Pascal Show. We will be watching the debates between Trump and Biden on Thursday night. So that will be very, very fun. Oh, also, we will be having somebody very special coming in on Thursday night to talk a little bit about the debates and throw in his 2 cents on what he thinks, how everything went after the debates. We have the very, very, very infamous Ken Bone coming onto the show to talk about everything as well. And if you don't remember Ken Bone during the 2016 campaigns and during the debates, he was the famous one that was one of the famous town hall question people that wore, you know, he had a very distinct look. Let's just say, you know, he had the mustache, thick rimmed glasses, and white shirt and a red sweater on, and it turned into a Halloween costume. Right? It was very, very popular. He still to this day has never said who he voted for. He's dropped some hints throughout this time, but he's going to be on Thursday night to chop it up, talk about what his thoughts are on the debates. And so be sure to tune in for that as well. So it's going to be really, really fun. So the end of this week is going to be action-packed with a whole bunch of stuff. So be sure to tune in. It's going to be, really, really great. I'm really, really excited. You know what I mean? But anyway, we got to jump into some other things. First off, I haven't gotten to say good morning to you guys. So good morning, David, Jackie Buck, Watagwan. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I just, as I was telling you, I celebrated our 11th year anniversary this weekend. So that was a nice weekend. And then we stopped over at my parents' house yesterday and made some scarecrows. So, just
nice.
One of those nice little family-filled weekends. And for those who don't know, Pascal, actually, when I proposed to my wife at a place called Art Hill in St. Louis, he came and played the guitar, acoustic, for us there while I was proposing. And then a year later, at the bottom of Art Hill, where I got married, he was a groomsman, but also was in the band at the wedding to play for us. So, I could say, I guess you're part of my life.
Yeah, a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah, I actually play this thing. I actually do play this thing. It's not just there for decoration. You know what I'm saying? It's not just there to just look good. I actually play that thing from not as much as I used to, but yeah, I do play that thing from time to time. So there you go. And it was an honor to do that for you all these 11 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love love. So it's nice to be, see a relationship still together, still strong. The other 50% not getting divorced. So congratulations, brother.
Well, thank you.
Good job holding it down, brother. Good job. Good on you. David, how you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good, man. It's been pretty quiet here. Just did yard work yesterday since I have all the trees shedding leaves now. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right on.
It's a boring weekend.
Now, here's the thing, though. I understand that there's fires going on. You know, there's a wildfire going on in Colorado, in Boulder, actually. Are you okay? I know we've talked via DMs and everything, but, you know, for the general public, how you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah, it's pretty safe over here. I'm down in western side of the Rockies, so the fires in the northeast, there's pretty much no chance of it getting here unless it burns down Denver, which isn't going to happen.
Word. Okay. Good enough for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Good enough for me. As long as you're not, as long as you don't start coughing, you know what I'm saying? If you start coughing heavily, either that's COVID or it's the fires. So if you are coughing because of the fires, run. That's all I'm going to say. Run.
Hey, maybe all the smoke will kill off the virus for us. Who knows?
Or make it a super virus.
Oh, dear God. It's funny because it's been Halloween for the entire year. Do you understand that? We've been terrified and scared for the whole 2020. It has been Halloween every single day. Because if you just cough a little bit, you're like, oh my God, do I have it? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no,
right.
it just sounds like you got the common cold, bro. But yeah, man, there's a lot of reasons to be a little worried, a little terrified, a little concerned nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we got to jump into it. I'm glad you're doing okay, though. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm glad you're in one piece. I hope the fire stays where it needs to be, away from your home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you're doing okay. But we got to jump into these things. Okay, of course we have one of our top stories. Like I said, there really wasn't much that happened. I mean, not a whole lot happened this weekend. I mean, we could talk about remdesivir and what the CDC, or sorry, not the CDC, the World Health Organization said about remdesivir, basically saying that it is not fully effective on COVID patients. And this is the same medication that Trump is pushing right now, basically saying that remdesivir is the thing that saved him, and saying that this is the, tremendous vaccine that's going to save the country. I find it very interesting that World Health Organization, the WHO, or the WHO, are saying otherwise. I find that very interesting, guys.
Well, I mean, it seems like, the place that President Trump wants to defund and be not part of anymore, and has criticized the entire way, during this pandemic. Of course, they're going to have opposing opinions, right? I mean, anything that's based in, with the scientist world seems to be a optional for the Trump administration.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know we have the top, viral virologist, viral. What's that? What are they called? What is Fauci?
Virologist. Yes. Yeah.
But that's just his opinion.
It's just a matter of opinion. It's just a matter of opinion. The heck is wrong with you, man? The heck is wrong with you? What did you think was going to happen? No, I mean, really think about it. Think about it. Let's talk about this really quick. What did you think was going to happen? Did you really think that? I mean, here it is. I really do hope. I actually wish it was the opposite. I wish the WHO, you know what I'm saying? Not Teenage Wasteland, right? Isn't that the WHO? Anyway, I wish that the WHO would not go again and say, well, no, remdesivir, not really, not really. I wish they would say Trump is absolutely right. It's working beautifully. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? I would kill for that.
Right.
Please, because no offense, I don't care. At this point, I don't give a damn who wins now at this point. So I don't really care who gets elected or reelected. I don't give a damn at this point, at this moment in time right now. What I care about is being able to have a vaccine that actually works, that doesn't cause cancer, that doesn't maim anybody. Next thing you know, you take the next thing you know, you take the shot, and next thing you know, your right arm is like falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like, or there's zombies walking around on the planet. Like, I just want something that works. So when Trump goes, this tremendous vaccine is remdesivir, it's amazing, it's tremendous, you know what I mean? I want that to work. I do. I want them to be like, yes. The WHO going, yes, it works. Put it in your arm. No more Rona. Let's get it. But they're going, no, not really. Nah, sorry, you're wrong. It's not really. See what I'm saying? And to me, I'm like, damn, come on, man. Can we get something? You see what I'm saying? I don't right now, given the fact that people are still getting sick, given the fact that there is still there's a spike in some states right now. I'm going, come on, y'all. Can we at least get one? Can we just can Trump just say something, and then the CDC or the WHO can actually say, yes, we approve this message. Just for 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Give peace a chance, baby. Damn. You feel me?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, go ahead, David.
Okay. I feel like they are just kind of working against Trump because they have these studies on their own website that remdesivir was first used successfully in the Middle East in April, and it's like the convalescent plasma that we brought up, or that we just started using. That was used in Wuhan as of early May successfully, and these are in the National Library of Medicine. The CDC has them, and they all have access to them, but they just don't seem to report on them for some reason. And you often see them in the news as a new discovery several months after it's already been used in other nations successfully for a while.
Interesting. Well,
even let's see, this is from the National Library of Medicine. It was a RNA-dependent test of remdesivir in the Middle East, and their conclusion is that it should be used for all moderate and severe cases of COVID. And the convalescent in Wuhan, I don't have the article right here, but they started using it in March and had successes pretty much immediately. And we didn't start talking about it until I think June or July, even though we had it in our National Library of Medicine, and the CDC and both the WHO had access to it.
Well, that's very interesting. I did see that in regards to the vaccine type of stuff, the Trump administration announced a deal over the weekend for CVS and Walgreens to administer coronavirus vaccines to seniors in long-term care for free. The Department of Health and Human Services on Friday announced a deal with CVS Health and Walgreens to administer coronavirus vaccines to elderly and staff in long-term care facilities. The vaccine will be free, and they'll schedule and coordinate on-site clinic dates directly with each facility, which is thousands of facilities, right? And then the announcement comes the same day the states must submit their draft plans to the federal government on how they distribute a coronavirus vaccine if and when one is approved for public use. Once we get one, at least they're trying to have some groundwork on how it gets, put out there. That's a good thing, right?
Here's some ground rules. Hey, everybody. Hold on, everybody. Hold up. Here's some ground rules before you start to take the vaccine. Just to let you know, you just might lose an eyeball. You're okay with that?
Might grow an extra. Who knows?
You might grow one. You might grow a third eye. Ooh, hey, you never know. But see, that's what's so scary about it all, y'all. To me, it's you just don't know what's gonna happen. You just don't know if it's effective. It's the constant worry or the constant question of what are the side effects? What is it going to do when it goes into my body? And is it going to work? And it's do I have to be sick to be able to have this particular vaccine? The remdesivir, sorry. So it's just weird. It's most definitely a weird time. It is most definitely it's a hard time right now. And Like I said, it's Halloween every single day because we've been wearing masks every single day. You know what I'm saying? It's the only time that you're allowed to run around looking like surgeons. You know what I'm saying? You can look like a sexy nurse or a sexy surgeon. See what I'm saying? Only thing is we're not wearing fishnet stockings and high heels all day.
At least you aren't.
At least I'm not. Stop it. Stop.
How do you think I kept 11 years of marriage going?
Oh, you're the
Pascal
one
singing.
Yes, he's just playing that same song over and over again. And he's just doing some "I'm your private dancer." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby. Anyway, woo, yay. Okay, we got to jump into some other stories too. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. There was a teacher over the past couple days that was in France that was beheaded right outside his middle school, right outside of middle school, by it's an act of terror, a terrorist, basically, all because he showed a photo, a caricature of the Prophet Muhammad in his class, and I'm gonna throw it to you guys. What a guan.
Do you have that pulled up there in front of you, David? I got some information on it.
Yeah, I got some here.
Yeah, if you want to dive into it first, I'll add some on top.
All right. Okay, so this is in Paris. A student said that he warned his teacher about showing characters of Prophet Muhammad, which is considered blasphemous by some Muslims, and later was decapitated in a Paris street in what the president, Emmanuel Macron, called a Islamist terrorist attack. Martial Luciela, 15, told NBC News she was shocked by Friday afternoon's attack in the middle-class suburb of Conflans-Sainte-Honorine, northwest of the French capital. I didn't expect a decapitation. It went too far, he said, speaking with the permission of his parents, shortly after the incident that left his 47-year-old history teacher dead. French anti-terrorism prosecutor Jean-Francois Ricard identified the victim as Samuel P. Ricard told reporters on Saturday that the attacker, who he identified as Abdullah Abudezedovich, was a 18-year-old Chechen refugee.
18
He said he had been, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reacting to the age. 18, y'all.
Yeah. Young. But he was born in Moscow, and he had been granted a 10-year residency in France. But it wasn't known to the intelligence service for some reason. They just kind of missed it, apparently. Yeah. But he texted claiming responsibility for the attack, and a photograph of the victim were found on his phone, which they're taking as pretty serious proof, obviously. Yeah. And they said that Samuel had multiple injuries, and there's an investigation for murder with a suspected terrorist motive had been opened.
Yeah, I got a little video of news covering this story too. So let me pull this up too. And it's excuse me. It's absolutely horrendous hearing this kind of story. Absolutely horrendous. But this is real. This really happened. A man, an 18-year-old boy, because, you know, an 18-year-old person, let's just say that, went and decapitated a teacher on school grounds in front of a school of children. It's a middle school, by the way. Decapitated this man. His name was Samuel Paty. Decapitated this teacher right in the middle of school grounds in front of a whole bunch of kids. We got a little bit of a news story here. Let's check this out.
They gathered outside the secondary school in Conflans-Sainte-Honorine, where 47-year-old Samuel Paty taught. Parents, students, and colleagues are in a state of shock. They paid tribute to the teacher who had been stabbed and then beheaded in broad daylight.
The priority for us is to look after the children, because I think it was very hard for them, and it still is.
The school had received multiple threats after Paty showed his students caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad in a civics class on freedom of expression. Parents say the teacher suggested Muslim students could leave the classroom if they were offended, but a number of Muslim parents complained. Police officers shot the suspect as they tried to arrest him on Friday. He later died of his wounds.
The neutralised perpetrator had a residence permit issued on March 4 and valid until March 2030 under the name of Abdullah Abu Yazidovich, born on March 12, 2002 in Moscow, Russia. He was of Russian nationality. He was Chechen-born, had the refugee status, lived in Evreux in the Ur department, and was unknown to the intelligence services.
A further 9 people are being questioned in custody. Police say one of the suspects had a half-sister who was a member of ISIL. The killing comes at a time of renewed tensions in France about the 2015 attack at the offices of the Charlie Hebdo magazine after it published controversial cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. The suspects are on trial. Less than a month ago, 2 people were attacked outside the magazine's former offices. And in this Paris suburb, the effect of that attack has also made its mark on this quiet community.
You know, what's interesting is that this is the Charlie Hebdo article, or the newspaper that they have. They did that same cartoon caused a mass shooting at their headquarters because of said caricature of Muhammad. Somebody got triggered, went into the headquarters, the Charlie Hebdo headquarters, and just shot up a whole bunch of people. So this is something that triggered people, yet still Samuel Paty put this, still showed it in his classroom, said any Muslim student that is not comfortable seeing this caricature can leave the room. And he still showed it. It triggered somebody so much that he ends up getting stabbed and beheaded on school grounds in front of hundreds of students. Now, it's interesting. It's interesting that that this kind of situation happened. So I got to throw the question out to you guys, because this leads to a discussion, of course. Should he have showed that photo in the first place? Is that where he went wrong? Or, I mean, of course, he was using it to talk about freedom of expression and all that. He was using that as an example. But if it's something that triggers people, that causes a mass shooting years before, do you show it in a class? Do you show it in a classroom that might trigger other people as well? You see what I'm saying? So let me ask you guys that. What are your thoughts on that situation?
I mean, it's a very sad situation, first off. But in regards to showing photos of Muhammad, I mean, it's I guess, what level of religious respect do you want to have across the board, right? So, it's interesting. I don't know. It's always interesting when one group of people tries to hold another group of people accountable for the way that they live. So, while being Muslim, you don't want to show photos of Muhammad. But if you're a Christian, you don't care. Like, growing up, you don't care. You don't learn about, I guess it's about respecting other religions. Like, it's and then freedom of expression and freedom of speech and where you live. Mm-hmm. But knowing that caricature caused, in the same, like, it was in Paris, right?
Yes.
But, yeah. Yes. Knowing that caused there, it's almost like he's like, oh, well, I know I did before, but, I can do it because I'm in this class. and if you're offended, you can leave. And so it wasn't really about like, and the way that he's saying is like, oh, if you're going to be offended, well, it's not about being offended. It's about like in the way that they live, and then like in their religion, like you don't show photos. So it's not about being offended about it. It's about like you're basically, not respecting the religion by doing so. And they say, oh, if you're gonna be offended, you can just leave. Well, it's like, well, no, you still shouldn't be showing that photo. And if there's a whole group of, if there's a large Muslim population that goes to that school, or even a small one, I mean, it's about having respect, right? And so, but obviously, some things cause people to go to the extremes, and this is one of those things that has already done it in that city. So I don't know. I think it was a poor choice. He could have used, any other, example. But knowing that one, and then picking out and knowing that there's children in that school that are Muslim that are going to be offended by it, like he shouldn't have done it. Like there's other options he could have gone with, or could have just talked about it. He didn't have to actually show it. That was a choice.
Yeah. Okay. David, what are your thoughts?
I think that as far as showing the image, it probably would have been wiser not to, but at the same time, it falls under, well, I mean, it's France, but it falls under at least our idea of freedom of speech, and that you should be able to kind of say that I agree that with Jack, that it might not be appropriate at school. And at the same time, it's not like this idea that we have that every Muslim hates images of Muhammad is really incorrect, because there have been drawings of Muhammad forever, and it's mostly related to right now the idea that the drawing of Muhammad is bad is somewhat of a fundamentalist movement starting from Muslim Middle Easterners. In Iran, they still paint Muhammad on their walls, and in Indonesia, which has the largest Muslim population in the world, they're okay with drawing Muhammad regularly. So it makes it a kind of tricky, I guess. It's largely because this idea that Muhammad shouldn't be drawn is a fairly modern one, and there's so much history against it. But at the same time, France does have 5 million Muslims, most of them from the Middle East. So it should be known that would be a problem with the 5 million French people from there, since it's that is part of their culture specifically.
I mean, my personal opinion is this. I think that there is a time and place for everything. If you already know that this is something, I understand that you're trying to teach history, trying to teach, how maybe this is him trying to show, maybe Samuel Paty was trying to show him, show the students of like the negative effects of freedom of speech, or here's something that led to a massacre, at the Charlie Hebdo headquarters. Maybe that's something that was what he was trying to show. But yes, I and of course, he should be able to. There should be some line of freedom of, or like some line of censorship that can be blurred out. But at the same time, I do feel like, I'm sure when he posted that photo or showed that photo, I'm sure he didn't think anything of it. I'm sure he was just like, I'm just trying to teach the students something. But if you are already going out there and saying, hey guys, just so you know, if you feel any type of way about this, you can leave. You can leave. That's totally okay. I am going to show this in class. But if you have to do that as a precursor or as a precaution, maybe that's something that you shouldn't be showing the students in the first place. If you're automatically going, hey, all of my Muslim students, if you feel triggered or if you feel some type of way about this particular image, you can leave the room. That's not a good look either, if you really think about it, because that's automatically, yes, you're trying to be sensitive to those students, but at the same time, you're also ostracizing those students at the same time. It's like you say that images of the Holocaust trigger Jewish people, right? And it causes some mass shooting at a news headquarters, right? And you're showing these particular images, let's just say particular images of Nazi images. And you go to the students and go, anybody who's Jewish or of Jewish descent that feels some type of way about this, you can leave. I'm going to still show this footage. May not be the best approach. Now, the man shouldn't have died. Obviously, it's still terrible that the teacher died. I'm not trying to say that his death is justified at all. It is not. But at the same time, if he already knew that he had to sit there and start with that already, maybe he shouldn't have shown it to these young students in the first place. I mean, really think about it. Think about it a little bit, guys. If that's a particular image that is triggered so many people, the shooting only happened 5 years ago. It was January 7th, 2015. You know, I mean, you see what I'm saying? A little over 5 years ago. So for a lot of people, it's still sensitive. This is not something that happened 30 years ago and you're showing this image. This is something that happened less than 6 years ago. Some people still feel some type of way about things. So I feel like that's the step. I understand he has every right to show that if he wants to, but I think he should have thought a little bit further. There are plenty of other images or examples of freedom of expression that he could have used, in my personal opinion. Then maybe he wouldn't be, you see what I'm saying? Maybe he wouldn't be in such, obviously he wouldn't be dead right now, unfortunately, you know? And if I'm correct, there were warnings. He was warned about this, and yet he still showed it. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean that he should be dead, not at all. But if you already have those things in line and you're teaching these young students about these things, maybe you sit on that image or you sit on those particular images for a few more years. I don't know. I'm going to throw the question out to you guys. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think. I know that there's a lot of people that would love for censorship to be thrown out the window, you know, so that teachers are able to show more images like that, or more of the truth of how the world is and everything. And I understand that piece too. But if you are putting your life on the line like that over a caricature, over an image, I don't know. I just feel like there are other routes. There's other examples out there that you can use that are much older, that are not as triggering, that have been used countless times. And it would make everybody understand what the subject matter is all about. That's what I think on that.
It seems like he's a little oblivious to both his audience and what they would accept. And he was kind of oblivious to the fact that he was being directly warned of a threat that he never really reported. If he reported that to the FBI, that might have saved his life, honestly, because they would just been keeping an eye since someone told him he might get his head chopped off.
Yeah. I mean, if you're automatically and I get it that there are some people out there that are going to sit there and go, hey, you're going to threaten me, forget you, I'm going to do it. That inspires you even more. That makes you want to show the stuff even more. But the thing is if you're automatically going and saying, hey guys, hey kids, this ain't college students, these are kids. And you're going, hey kids, anybody who doesn't want to see this image, you can go outside. Go outside real quick. That's okay. But I'm going to show it to everybody else though. I'm still going to do it. See what I'm saying? I get that he has every right to do whatever the hell he wants, but I don't know. Is the right time or place for any of that stuff? Plenty of other images that he could have used to show under that subject matter. And yet he didn't. I don't know. Still a terrible story. Still a terrible situation. The man shouldn't have died. Clearly shouldn't have died. But at the same time, it's like, you've been warned. You still did it anyway. It is obviously triggering imagery. I don't know. Maybe not the best choice.
Yeah,
that's what I think on that.
I don't know. It's definitely it's a sad situation. I mean, those students knowing that their teacher was decapitated. That's a trauma for the rest of their life.
In front of everybody. In front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? In front of a whole bunch of kids, and then after that, the guy gets shot and killed as well. I mean, imagine a gruesome act like that being seen with your kids are seeing this because the teacher decided to make a decision on showing images that maybe he shouldn't have shown. Yes, he has every right to show those images for sure, but he also has the freedom of choice. And he could have had the choice not to show that imagery. But he decided to do it anyway. Why? Because he was like, hey, nothing's going to stop me or nothing's going to scare me. No one's going to censor me. I'm going to teach my kids the way I want to teach my kids. It's interesting. Michelle Smell said, the use also seemed gratuitous. I have no problem with using controversial images if they provide learning value, but doing it just because you can cheapens the principle. And I agree. If you're going to suddenly just, you're going to stop me? Who going to stop me? I run this town. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, bruh, chill. If you've been warned, maybe you do just, maybe it's not a good idea to do this thing. I mean, and that's just what I think. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the comments down below for that. We're going to go into a quick, very, very quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about this Lee Keltner shooting that happened in Denver, in David's neck of the woods. So we're going to be talking about that here very, very shortly. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight? I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World, IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and sticking around. If this is your first time checking out the show, I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I also do a night show, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to tune in, hit that like button down below, most definitely crush that subscribe button. We are marching our way to 10,000 subscribers. We're going to be doing a huge party at 10,000 subscribers. Trust and believe. So hit that subscribe button. It would really, really be appreciated. Anyway, we got to jump into this story right now. The Lee Keltner shooting that happened in Denver, Colorado. We got a little news clip I wanted to show you guys so that you guys can kind of get refreshed, I guess, in regards to what happened to this in this situation in Denver. Like I said, in David's neck of the woods. What's going on out there, David? Damn. Anyway, we got to jump into this. Let's check this out.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome to this streaming edition of Denver 7 News. I'm Jacqueline Allen. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And I'm Russell Haythorne in for Jason Grenauer. Today, Denver police are trying to untangle what led up to a deadly shooting at a protest downtown yesterday. Groups opposed to the Black Lives Matter movement had a tense standoff with left-wing counter-protesters. As the demonstrations began to wrap up, a single gunshot was fired.
Now, this man, Matthew Dolliff, is in custody. He was hired by 9 News to protect its staff at the protest, but Denver 7 has now confirmed the city says he was not licensed to be a security guard here in Denver, so he was violating the law. Denver 7's Sloan Dickey takes a look at the confrontation that just in seconds turned deadly.
Photos showing the intense moments as an armed security guard shot a protester following opposing rallies in downtown Denver on Saturday. The shooter, identified as 30-year-old Matthew Dolliff, is an employee of Pinkerton Security. He was hired by Denver's 9 News to protect reporters while covering the rallies.
Security.
The victim, confirmed by family as 49-year-old Lee Keltner, is seen in the photos discharging pepper spray. But is that enough to warrant being shot?
Getting pepper sprayed is not serious bodily injury. You're not allowed to kill someone because they pepper spray you.
Dolliff was arrested on Saturday and is charged with murder.
Ultimately, the only real question is, was he in reasonable fear of imminent, serious bodily injury or death? And as I've said, what I've seen so far, pepper spray certainly does not put you in fear of serious bodily injuries.
According to the Denver Department of Excise and Licensing, Dolliff was not licensed to be a security guard and never has been. According to Denver city documents, a license and endorsement are both required for plainclothes security guards. Regardless, the same rules apply to everyone using deadly force.
If you are in reasonable fear of imminent serious bodily injury or death, you can use deadly force. And every one of those words has legal significance.
And there are still questions yet to be answered.
The deceased took a swing at this guy first. You know, it's kind of analogous to a bar fight. It could be second degree, it could be manslaughter, could be self-defense if the deceased had a gun and the shooter reasonably thought he was reaching for it.
The shooter is expected in court on Monday. Sloan Dickey, Denver 7.
I want to throw something back real quick. There's something that I wanted to pull up. They said something about him as a security guard. I find it very interesting, so I got to play it one more time.
And as I've said,
murder.
Ultimately, the only real question is, was he in reasonable fear of imminent serious bodily injury or death? And as I've said, what I've seen so far, pepper spray certainly does not put you in fear of serious bodily injuries.
According to the Denver Department of Excise and Licensing, Doloff was not licensed to be a security guard and never has been.
You hear that?
According to Denver City documents, a license and endorsement are both required for plainclothes security guards. Regardless, the same rules apply to everyone using deadly force.
Hold on, one more time.
According to the Denver Department of Excise and Licensing, Doloff was not licensed to be a security guard and never has been. According to Denver City documents, a license and endorsement are both required for plainclothes security guards. Regardless, the same rules apply to everyone using deadly force.
I just wanted to point that out. There's this one tiny thing right there, that one tiny moment. You know, here's the thing. You know, let me just say this real quick because I want to point this out too. This was white on white crime. You know what I'm saying? This is not a black man getting shot by a white man or anything of that sort. It is just a security officer shooting a man who had a pepper spray. So there's no racial lines in regards to this situation right here at all. Period. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Zippity-doo-dah. So we got to talk about this because it's very, very interesting. Does pepper spray, is it considered a deadly weapon? Is it considered a deadly weapon? The security officer, the security guard, who is not even licensed to be as a plainclothes security guard, which I don't get how he even was able to have that gig, to get that job, if he wasn't even licensed to be one for Channel 9 News. That's another conversation in itself. For Lee Keltner to pull out his pepper spray and spray at the Doloff, is that considered a deadly move? Is that considered something deadly? Is that something that would warrant deadly force from someone who is not even licensed to be a plainclothes security guard? Fellas, thoughts?
Well, you know, you got to think about. I'm hearing myself with feedback. Are you hearing feedback from me?
No.
Yeah. No. Okay, good. It stopped, so that's good. So he's being pepper sprayed and he has a gun. So he's got to figure he could be incapacitated by the pepper spray and then someone could take his gun. I could see him thinking that route, right? But what they don't show you is what happened like leading up to this. And I saw a video that there is a confrontation between the guy who's spraying the pepper spray and another one of the protesters.
Exactly.
And they are like in each other's faces, yelling at each other, like, what you gonna do, da-da-da, like then back and forth. And then 2 seconds later, that guy goes off and behind, and he's in the back side of this camera shot where he starts to spray the pepper spray and then and you see him get shot.
Right.
And actually, so it wasn't the direct. It's almost like that guy was coming over because the two of them were arguing, and then that guy backed off. It's I know it's a bad situation for sure. That guy definitely shouldn't have been there in the first place if he wasn't even licensed and was improperly hired. That security company should be sued. He should be charged for murder because he wasn't in a situation where he was even allowed to be there. You get certain protections when you have the right credentials, I guess. And
yeah,
it's a this isn't how protests should be going down.
Let me show you guys. I got the video right here. Just like this is moments before the actual shooting or the actual event, the incident that went down. So let's check this out. There might be language because obviously this is raw footage. Okay, guys. So here we go.
I'm standing my ground. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You don't got the right to touch me. Don't touch me, nigga. You won't find out. Don't touch me. Find out. Trying to find out. Trying to find out, son. You're too soon to stand down.
You guys knock it off.
Trying to find out, bro.
You got a cop coming up behind you ready to
fine.
your head.
Go ahead. I bet you have warrants. I'm standing my ground. I have the right to be here. So do we. So do we. You have a right to shoot your mouth, too. He doesn't have the right. Show me, bro. Show me this! Don't touch me! Touch me one more time, you're gonna get it! Break it up! Touch me! Break it up!
See? He already got the spray out.
Walk up to me and makes me. Be gone. Makes me. I got the right to stand my ground. You have the right to shoot. Go ahead and you ain't got that. Go ahead and makes me. Don't touch me, old man!
Here it comes.
You touch me, old man! Don't try me. Touch me, man!
Knock it off.
Touch me, man! Fuck around and find out!
This is not a
Fuck
place
around
for
and
a
find
camera.
out!
Get your cameras out of here. I'm gonna you up.
All right, so it keeps going. And then this is literally like right after, see, the guy turns around. The guy turns around, Lee Keltner turns around, sees the other guy, like the security guard, Doloff, shoves him, pulls up his pepper spray. Doloff pulls out his gun and shoots him in the head. Now, the thing is, and of course there's more footage of like the aftermath, because that news reporter or that Channel 9 news producer left. Once he started getting shoved and other guys were getting in his face, he walked away. He left. He left the situation, only to hear the gunshot go off. And then he turned around and, of course, saw the aftermath of everything. But there was a photographer that showed like the actual, like, a montage was there on the side shooting the entire situation, which is something I'm trying to find right now, because it's just photos. It's just a whole bunch of photos showing what went down. And actually, I think...
Right now at MTV, save up to 100.
Sorry, guys. That was loud as hell. But yes, so he turns around. There's another video as well. I'm trying to find the moment so we can, get straight into it.
But at one point in time, so the guy with the pepper spray, why did he hold his hand up to his head and use a fake gun thing and point it to his head, like his own head, like when they were confronting each other, right? So, like, but between that argument between the two of them was pretty intense.
Pretty intense.
But it seems like it was one of those things where like he was yelling at him, and he, as he stepped forward and hit him with his head and his stomach, like there was some instigate. He was an instigator as well. I mean, between the two of them, it wasn't like there was 100% calm-headedness on one side.
Yeah, there was no. I mean, tensions were high. Long story short, tensions were high. Everybody was getting ready for something. Tensions were high. This guy right here, as you see right here, he was pushing. He was instigating stuff. You know what I'm saying? Both were instigating stuff. Keltner was quick to pull out his pepper spray and threaten this gentleman right here with the pepper spray. Man, it was nuts. So I'm gonna try to scroll back a little bit. This is very, very. It's not a very good shot, but you'll see kind of a little bit of the altercation that's going on. Warning: this is graphic. I'm just giving you guys a fair heads up. Okay. So here we go.
Tough guy. You got a nice slip of time. So tough.
See right there. Bang. Man, that was hella fast. But here we go.
Verbal altercation that transpired. Firearm was discharged. Individual was shot and later pronounced deceased.
You know, I'm trying to find the actual montage because there was a photographer like right there shooting the shooting, and man, yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. This is gonna drive me nuts.
With that first video you had played, that you heard the one lady. I mean, that's a nice racist statement that she made. Oh, you probably got warrants out too. Like the confrontation that was going there. Obviously, they're completely two different sides of the fence.
Yeah, it was bad. Any type of, any type of thing that you can think of. You know, people are angry. People are saying stupid stuff, so they're gonna say whatever they can by any means necessary to instigate or have power over a situation, and it's just crazy. Unfortunately, I cannot find the actual. Hold on, I think this might be it. Okay. Yes, I found it. All right, guys. So these are the images, because this is the photographer that was standing right there watching all of this go down. So we're going to check out this montage of photos, okay, together, because, because we need to. So here it is. There is no need for sound, I don't think, but we'll take a listen, see what this is all about. Yeah, I'll just kill that. So these are all the photos. He slaps him in the face. Damn. This.
I didn't know that he was physically attacked first.
Yeah, still a slap.
They're going after the camera guy.
But still a slap in the face, though. A slap in the face garners him getting shot. I don't know.
Well,
but here it is.
Face turned to going to get pepper sprayed.
Right.
I could see him wanting to be defensive.
Yeah.
I understand that at least. But
so
not that level of.
Hold up. So there you go. Shot. And maybe he wasn't shot in the head, but
he was.
He was shot in the head, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah. But this is bang down like a sack of potatoes. Bang.
The guy could aim well enough to shoot him in the head. The mace wasn't even affecting him that much.
No, I mean it.
Well, he had 6 feet
one more time though.
You know,
look,
so, I mean, it was in the air. It wasn't on him.
Like one more time. Let's take a look at this. Wait, hold up. Slapped him in the face. We already saw that part. I just wanted to play one last time. One more again. Slapped him in the face. Dude, okay, so here it is, though. I want you to see something. This next shot. See that? See right here? He hasn't even drawn anything yet. He hasn't drawn nothing yet. I just want to point that out. Notice where his hands are. Notice where his hands are, y'all. Let's see the next shot. Bang. See that? He's already pulling out his gun. He's already getting ready to pull out his gun. Like, I'm sorry, if you're gonna pull up your shirt like this and you packing, you cannot tell me he was just trying to scratch his belly because it was itchy. He was going for his gun. And that's exactly what he did. He pulled out his gun. Bang. See? Then it's like this dude brought a knife to a gunfight, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Sure that guy's going to be charged with murder. I just did my own concealed carry permit class a couple months ago for Colorado. Had to renew it for Colorado. And if you like brandish your gun or pull it out before like it's elevated to that part, it's you're most likely going to go to jail since you've escalated it outside of what you're supposed to do.
Now,
you're pretty much going to be charged with murder.
Now, the thing is like, you know, I understand that, hey, you know, he probably has his conceal and carry. He probably, you know, he's obviously licensed, or I mean, I would hope he wasn't licensed. He wasn't licensed to be a plainclothes security guard. Right. So hopefully he was licensed to carry. But at the same time, he gets slapped in the face. Dude already has the mace in his hand. He's quick to pull out his gun after he got slapped in the face. Now, I'm sure he brandished the gun to try to get the dude away from him because he didn't want to start anything. And he's there to protect the news reporters as well. But did he ever right to pull the trigger?
Was the guy that got shot wearing a WLM shirt?
The guy who got shot?
Lives Matter shirt?
I don't know.
It didn't look like a BLM shirt.
Let's check this out.
I was trying to read what his T-shirt
It
said.
looks like a BLM. Hold up. But it's not. It looks like BLM, but I think it's like.
One of the guys had a Black Guns Matter shirts on earlier in the video.
I think it's like a Blue Lives Matter type of shirt. I'm trying to see what it says.
I couldn't see the first letter, and I thought it looked like not a B.
No, it's a B, or it looks like a B.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a B, but it's not Black Lives Matter. It's something else. I think I think it's Blue Lives Matter or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what the conversation was there, because we only have the photos. So like, I wonder, was there a verbal threat?
Yeah, that's a good question. I personally don't know. But at the same time, he did pull out his gun. Was it necessary for that particular situation? That's the question I leave up to you guys. Was it a move that was necessary? He got slapped in the face. Now, I'm sure he probably I'm sure he was trying to pull out the gun specifically because he knew the guy had a can of mace or a can of pepper spray. And he probably was like wanting to pull the gun out to say, yo, don't shoot that. Do not spray that. If you do, I will have to make a deadly decision. Don't spray that on me.
That's in that 12 seconds, right? I mean, so they went from that group argument, and then he left from that group, and I think he followed over the person that was going after the camera person, saying, "There's no place for cameras. You shouldn't have those cameras running," and whatever they were saying to him, and hitting the cameras out of their hands and stuff. And so that's when that guy started getting involved, and then the other guy came over. So if there's already two of them there, going after the cameraman, and then that guy's supposed to be security for the cameraman, right?
Word.
Whether he's licensed or not, was he defending the cameraman? And then that's why that guy got up on his face and then slapped him. We're missing that. Of course, the 12 seconds is the most
crucial
12 seconds that need to be seen.
Absolutely. And then the Enemy Nation just asked a question too. And it's a good question. Does Denver have a stand your ground law? And that's a very good question. I personally do not know. David?
Yeah. For Colorado, there is a castle doctrine. If you're on your own property, you can stand your ground. And if you're in public, the difference is that you should only stand your ground to prevent bodily harm or harm to other people. It even even trying to defend other people is pretty questionable because you're putting yourself in a situation where you might have to shoot, which is in itself illegal, which is what this guy is going to get charged for because he didn't have a license to even be there. So he was in the wrong place with the gun, doing something he wasn't supposed to do, not necessarily causing, but engaging in situations where he might have to pull his firearm when he shouldn't even be there with his firearm under those situations. On the other hand, though, he can stand the shooter if he can prove or at least convince people that he reasonably felt threatened for his life. He could probably still get away with it. However, I think it's going to be hard for them to push that. Most cops get pepper sprayed, and at least I had to walk through a gas chamber it was something stronger than pepper spray, and you had to talk or whatever. Not that you could do it. It just empties your entire sinuses and it burns. But even in a room full of the gas, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, and pretty much anything in your sinuses is going to be coming out of your nose or mouth. But other than that, it doesn't, at least to me, it didn't hurt or anything.
Yeah.
Do they look at the overall situation, not just the individual confrontation between those two? Do they look at he's pepper sprayed and then surrounded by 5 other people?
If they're all instigating against him, yeah. It's hard. I'm not sure from the video who's with who, but if he's surrounded, that does change it a lot too. I still think he'll get some sort of felony charge just because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, absolutely.
For lack of license, but he might not get charged.
The fact that he... Oh, sorry. The fact that he got the fact that he doesn't even have a license to be a security guard is problem numero uno. That is where whoever the family is of the Keltner family is going to be going in on Channel 9 News. They are going to sue the pants off of Channel 9 News solely because of that. If he does not get convicted of this particular crime, if he doesn't get convicted of murder or anything of that sort, and he walks scot-free, which will probably not happen, he will probably get something. Maybe not murder, but if he walks out scot-free, no matter what, they will be suing the pants off of Channel 9 News, because why would you hire somebody that was not licensed to be a security guard in the first place? You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that the people that you have that are in your camp, protecting you, are licensed to do so. So problem and mistake number one is hiring somebody that doesn't have the proper credentials to do what he was supposed to be doing. If they had somebody there that was licensed to do what he was supposed to be doing, I guarantee you the outcome would have been completely different. At least I think. Somebody who's trained to actually be a security guard, who went through the criteria and the paperwork and all that stuff, the training and whatnot, to be able to do what he is supposed to do, which is be security to protect. Maybe this result would have been different. Maybe a different guy who was licensed would have been pepper sprayed, sure, right? But Keltner would still be on this planet. He'd still be here, fighting another day, I guess. But the thing is problem number one is the fact that he wasn't licensed to be there in the first freaking place, for sure. Channel 9 News has a lot of explaining to do, because that doesn't make any bloody sense.
Now, the security people that hired that guy have a lot of explaining to do.
That too. But hey, they're the ones who get this guy in. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who are going to be shelving over the whole bunch of shekels to the family or to the people that end up suing them, because they should have. It's going to be their fault, no matter what. It's their name up in the sky. It's their name on TV. It's their name with the multitudes of money and funding and sponsorships and all of that. Not that security company. They're going to sue the hell out of the people with the deep pockets that were responsible for getting that guy hired in the first place, being there and protecting them. Now, I understand that maybe I understand that maybe Channel 9 isn't going and doing a deep dive on every single security guard that they have, but maybe they should from now on. Unfortunately.
I looked at a
Damned
job
if
here
you do,
before
damned
for
if
a
you
side
don't.
job as a guard for like the weed grows where they grow weed. It's legal here, but yeah, you do have to go through a security agency to get any security job in the area, and most of the agencies have a 3-month training at least, and you also have to get licensed by the state. So it's actually pretty intensive. I didn't go through with it, but it does supposedly it's to teach you when you're supposed to engage and how to keep pretty much like how to keep from having to shoot somebody the whole time, because you are qualified at least for the dispensaries to have assault rifles even if you're on guard duty, but you're if you use them, it's you have to really be stretched to the end to use them. Like if they just shoot someone for breaking in, they're going to go to jail, but if they shoot someone for threatening them while they're protecting the place, then they're okay basically.
Right.
You're saying it's all up to semantics.
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta love that, right? So Malia, good day, Malia. She said that state has proportional use of force for self-defense. I think it will be a murder conviction. And the thing is I do agree. I think it'll be a murder conviction for sure. Will he walk? We don't know. Was he in the right? We don't know either. We only have photos. We see photos that went down. Obviously, there was an altercation of all. Lee Keltner was fighting with one guy, then he turned around and he shoved the other guy, slaps him in the face, has his mace in his hand already. It's not like he was pulling for it out of his pocket or anything. He already had it in his hand, so it wasn't like there was some crazy movement that was going on. He just raised the can of pepper spray. There's a lot of questionable moments that happened here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Doloff actually gets convicted, that these charges stay and stick with him. I don't think he should have shot him in the first place. That's just what I think. He wasn't charging at him with a gun. He wasn't charging at him with a knife. It was pepper spray. The other things that do not work in his favor are the fact that he wasn't licensed to be there in the first place. He was just a guy with, I'm assuming, because I don't know if he even had CCW, which is a possibility. There's a possibility that he didn't even have that either.
That's a felony in itself.
It's a felony in itself. Thank you so much, David. Facts. So, when it comes to this situation, I don't think he should have shot the dude, period. I don't think he should have shot him. We're going to see what happens when if those charges are going to stick with him or if they're going to be dropped to something, to a less offense. But he shouldn't have shot him, period. Doesn't matter if the guy is, as they say, he was a talented hat maker and a strong patriot. Doesn't matter his thoughts, if he was a bigot, if he was Antifa, if he was a Proud Boy or anything. The fact that this is a human being that raised a can of pepper spray and he got shot dead. I mean, he was dead before he even hit the ground, y'all. That shouldn't have happened to the fella. Period. It shouldn't have. But anyway, we got to wrap it up, y'all. I appreciate the conversations and everything. I really do appreciate it. We have got to get going. Unfortunately, I have a very important video that's going to be coming out on Friday, and I need to finish editing and finish working on that piece. I'm very excited about it, but Friday morning, there will be a huge interview, huge special coming out with the man, the crazy dude, LeVar Ball. So I got to finish that up over the next couple days. So each show is going to be short, unfortunately. But I promise you, I'm going to be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll chop it up for a short while as well. Like I said, this project is a very big project, and I want to give you guys the best product I can give you. Yes. Oh, and Dorito, it's okay, brother. Thank you so much for being on, man. But I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for a short while to chop it up with you guys, so be sure to tune in. Fellas, David, Jackie, Buck, Wada Guan, thank you so much for being on today. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. You know, I love y'all. Be safe out there in Colorado, my brother. All right? Seriously. If you start going, run. Seriously, just run. Right. Get your dog. Get your beautiful dog. Get that coffee mug, that Pascal Show coffee mug. Don't forget it. And then run. Oh, and your computer. And the microphone. Just go. Get all the essentials and then get the F out. Okay.
I'll stream it as I'm running away.
Please do, okay? Myra, thank you so much for liking this show. I really appreciate it. We do have a really great platform on YouTube where we have a bunch of people, chatters and all that are on part of the chats and everything. So please go to youtube.com/The Pascal Show, crush that subscribe button and be a part of the conversation over there, because that's kind of where all the cool kids are at. You know what I'm saying? They're all swimming over here in the cool side of the pool in YouTube. So come over to YouTube and be a part of the conversation. I will be on tonight, okay? I will be on tonight. Maybe we will talk about the Biden situation, the Hunter Biden and Joe Biden email situation. I don't know yet. We'll see. Depends on if I'm feeling ornery or not. But also, I'll say this before I go as well. Just a quick reminder. Russia. Yes, Enemy Nation. Yes. If I do talk about, we'll be talking about all kinds of things. But also, I want to say this really quick. A quick reminder. Thursday night, I will be watching the debates live Thursday night, okay? Right here on the Pascal Show. So please be sure to tune in, because there's going to be a whole bunch of people coming in and out of the show, talking about everything, their thoughts on the debates. Tanu Vane, or AKA David, will be on as well to help with some fact checking. Be like, okay, and lie detector says that this is a lie. You see what I'm saying? He's going to be my lie detector on the during the debate. So he's going to be doing fact checking live on the show. So be sure to tune in Thursday night as well. I'll be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I got to go. I got big things to do, y'all. Big episode coming out on Friday. So be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring, because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugar Fire. Still open all of our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range to you. So if you get hungry, come on by.